A very good morning to you. How are you doing? Welcome to AFAMA's Media, where we are telling you the story of the African farmer. My name is Grace Mothori, and this is a breakfast show, and it comes to you every single day from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. And today is no different. We are here to tell you so many wonderful things that we've had for you. How was your weekend? I would like to know how your weekend was. Were there rains? Curfew ilikupata ukiwa wapi? Were you close to your house gate? Were you close anywhere home? Ama you were stuck in traffic? Curfew ilikupata wapi ya jana? Yeah, now that yesterday guys had been given 24 hours, to decide whether they wanted to be in the one zone ama out of the one zone. But you know what? Wasi wote walikuwa Mombasa ni ati mulirudi tu, si ati mulirudi tu, ilibidi mmerudi. We are here together, we must soldier this on. But anyway, it's alright, because now it is guaranteed we are going to spend another Easter indoors. But you know what? Whatever gets us safe, whatever gets us to the other side of this, we will gladly take it. It is exactly 46 minutes past 8 a.m. and I am so glad you could get to join me now. Today we're going to be talking about you know things that we might overlook, or things that we probably have not addressed and prepared you and I for this journey in agriculture. But before we do that, let's talk a kidogo about COVID-19, right? The third wave is here. That is so undisputable. And we can't we don't have any irreducible minimums in this fight. We can only keep doing what we've been doing to go back where we have been all that time. What do I mean? I mean, we need to do the three things we've been doing religiously ikatufikisha mali tulikuwa tumefika, until we fell off the bandwagon. I need you to make sure that every single time you're out of your house, you have your face mask on. That is very, very important, and that is paramount. If at all we are going to defeat this animal, you also need to make sure that you have your hand sanitizer with you. I know it's burning your hands, yes, but if you can't access a hand washing point, then my dear, you don't have any option. You must keep washing your hands, keep washing your hands, and sanitizing as well. And then the third one is make sure between you and the next person there is a distance of about 1.5 to 2 meters at all times, right? Isipokuwa kwa matatu, I know there we can sit here and argue all day, but yo, as much as you can, make sure there's a distance between you and the other person. Now, if you don't have to be outside, kama sio lazima utoke kwa nyumba, tafadhali stay at home and work from home. Do you know how much of a privilege that is? You can just stay at home and work in your pajamas and no one gets to know. You attend meetings via Zoom and take care of your loved ones. Now that the little ones are closing school and the candidates are almost done with their exams. Yes, exactly. We need to take care of each other so that you can make this world a better place. Isn't that correct? Now, if you have the privilege of taking the vaccine, kindly make the wise, the informed decision, that is, go take the jab and just be protected. Hey, it's a vaccine after all. There's nothing that it doesn't get in better than that. So if you are able, or you're in a position to go get it, be it you're working for the uniformed service, be it your teacher, be it your lecturer, be it you are a security guard anywhere, be it you are also a health worker, at least to make an informed decision and get the vaccination, because hey, some of us were wishing we would just jump that queue and come get it, yeah. But anyway, we saw the president take it, and now we are far beyond any doubt that we can all take it, right? Exactly. Now that that's out of the way, let us look at what else we can do to help ourselves as farmers. Yes, now we've been talking about recruiting new farmers to bring them on board, make sure, oh, we are still in March. Yes, yeah, it is still Women's History Month. Yay, we're celebrating this women, one woman, one story at a time, right? Now we've been talking about how we can get everyone included in this conversation about agriculture. People that need to be, the things that we need to be given, what we need to consider moving forward. We have even gone as far as talking about agribusiness in kufafanua, talking about things like Now that you're here, what can grow for short term? Conrad Kibe has really been doing an awesome job in telling us, how to keep poultry, how to keep pigs, how to, navigate through this agribusiness, sector, right? And things that we might have forgotten is the things that every new stroke young farmer lazima apitie, things that might be too oblivion because, there are guys who have been here, who have done this, who have, mitigated every possible problem that they might have encountered. But hey, no one tells about these things that we all must meet or encounter during our first time as farmers. Exactly. And that is why today is necessary for us to learn about those things and see if once we join the sector, what are we looking forward to, encountering? Ni vizuri ujue. What you can be able to dodge, and if you're unable to dodge it, how do you go around it, Exactly. And today we are talking about the challenges that young, strict new farmers experience in agribusiness. And trust you me, you cannot afford to overlook this because it is a whole lot. It is a whole lot. We'll also be looking at, we'll be having a look at our roads of the guys who are going to Nairobi. Yeah, tuambie kule mtahipa, kule kuna jam. But in the meantime, now let us talk about the fact that the youth continue, or the new farmers continue to face challenges related to unemployment and underemployment and poverty, to say the least. Now, despite that, the agriculture sector's ample potential to provide income generating opportunities for them, hey, we have we have a common thread of problems that hawezi hepa, they will be there. It's like the snares that you try jumping, you try, I don't know, taking a corner or beating a corner, like my friends would say, beating a corner, and it's not beatable because they are there and you must encounter them. However, today we're going to talk about them, highlight them, and see how to get around it. Is that fun? Isn't that right? Okay, now, um, the first one is the unavailability of land. Now, this one we have tackled, I think, in almost every topic we talk about. There must be land. I mean, and land is a key thing, is a key ingredient to what we are talking about here at Our Farmers Media. Yes, we talk about land. It is land. It is how to grow crops in land. It is how to be able to manage the land that we have and what you have grown there. It is about making sure that the soil in the land is fertile enough. The soil pH is balanced on the same land. So land is the center stage of all farming, and you and I both know that. Even if you're trying to start farming today, or we heard the word farming today for the first time, you know the key ingredient? Exactly. It is land. Just like when you want to go and cook, if you don't have an onion, na mafuta, even if you had chicken, even if you had what, potatoes, even if you had you had prepared everything, but then when upate hauna hizo ingredients mbili, oh yeah, that's it. There's no cooking, right? Exactly. So the heart of these conversations and the heart of where everything bubbles out is the land, right? So land is very important. However, it does not matter. Is it communal land? Is it land on lease? Is it your own? Is it your parents' land that wanakwambia now tafuta kitu ya kufanya na hiyo shamba? It does not matter. What matters is the fact that unavailability of land is one of the grandest problems we encounter, because I want to start farming. Where do I get the land? I don't own land nowhere. I don't. And where I live, I rent. It is, those just more, yeah, yeah. My four walls, exactly. So where do I get land from, right? And even last week we went as far as trying to get to understand why couldn't we bring some of these things, because we can always mitigate a problem like that. I said, if you don't have a land, and in a community that there is land that you guys, the whole community owns, why don't you guys, chime in with your efforts, with your ideas, brilliant ideas, with your resources, yeah, with your labor, get in there and do something about it. Do something communally, as in just be come together. I mean, these things worked during my great grandparents' times, yeah. Now these guys grew healthy and they were able to even have surplus to sell to other neighboring villages or something like that, you know. So land is the center of all these conversations that we talk about here. And then the second biggest problem is limited access to capital. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is another problem. Yes. Now in Kenya, interestingly, in this country, every single day 2 billion just disappears into thin air. Even do, shh, no, pata pata. Even do, shh. Alakazi, alakazam. I don't know. It is magic. I know. But hey, farmers are going are having it rough out here. Whether you're an experienced farmer or you're just new farmers, you know, just new farmers on the block or the young farmers, money is a problem. You need money to bring manure. You need money to bring your crops in the seedlings, right? You need money for labor, you need money to even bring someone to tell you swell pH yako ni mbaya ama ni mzuri ama you need to do 1 2 3 to make it conducive for farming. You need money to harvest, you need money to take these goods to the market. Heck, you even need money to put these goods across your platform, sh- online uzie watu. You need money right, left, and center if you are farming. And if in case you're just joining farming for the first time, yeah. Uhondo ndio huu, habari ndio hiyo. There is limited access to capital, and like right now that we are right in the middle of a pandemic, you can imagine it is twice as bad, yeah. Now that guys are coming home and deciding, you know what, that acre of ours imekuwa ikilebea there, let's try and make something out of it now that we are working from home. I mean, you can only work for probably half of the day, get everything done, and then the rest of the time that you've been using to commute and go for lunch and everything, you put it into, you know, farming now that even kids are home. So that is more labor, more labor to you. Please give these kids things to do at home. They are too idle for life. Anyway, don't mind me, don't mind me. Let's move on. Um, the other thing is, even the people or the young farmers or the new farmers that have money, they don't know how to manage this money. No one tells them this is what you do, this is what you need, here is where you need to have this for that. No one teaches us, no one tells us these things, because let me tell you something, in case you're wondering, agriculture is a serious enterprise, and people go to school for it. I have friends here, like the lady who frequently comes here for the mid-morning show. She's called Lillian Thomas. Yes, she has done agriculture. I'm telling you, it's very serious. It's business. It's serious things. Yeah, you know the way you go and study law. She has studied that, and imagine all that expertise that she can provide for people, and generate an income from it. Exactly. So you see, we also need people to teach finance to farmers as seriously as you're teaching these other professionals in agriculture. Exactly, right? Because hey, just like you need to go to a few classes here and there to know about investing. If you're looking to invest in land, if you're looking to invest in probably buying a car or buying shares, or you know, dealing with stock or buying stocks and selling stocks, you need someone to sit you down, tell you this is what happens, this is what we mean when we say the stocks are selling at a loss, or this is what we mean when we say come and buy stocks in bulk, or this is what we mean when we talk about money market funds. I mean, it is a whole gray that people need to be taught. Not just people, farmers, new farmers, old farmers alike. They need this education to even know, ukishapata pesa after selling, what do you do with this money? Do you need to put back some capital? Do you need to invest the rest? Ama do you just bring all the money back again into the farm? How will it even yield more profit next time? How do you need to do? Oh yeah, it is a whole lot that people need to be taught. So you see, it is very important. And more often than not, what makes one time farmer, just a one time farmer alikujanga akalima akapata doa akaenda hivyo akapotea, na they were never able to come back or do something else after the first bounty harvest. Exactly, it's because no one teaches them how to manage the finances. So right there is a whole problem. Now I want to know before we go too far. I want to know. I want to give you the question of the day because it is already here and I would like to know. So, here is what we're asking you: are you a young farmer and what challenges have you encountered so far? And to the established farmer, is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? The question of the day is: are you a young farmer and what challenges have you encountered so far? And to all the established farmers, is it really that hard to enter into farming in this era? That is the question of the day. Remember, you can get us on Facebook at A Farmers, and on YouTube at A Farmers Media, and we will be sampling all the comments as well as all your opinions and everything that you have expressed through our social media handles. Yeah, let me repeat the question and how you can answer it. The question goes: are you a young farmer and what challenges have you encountered so far? Now, to the established farmers, is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? Again, a reminder of how you can answer or express what you're feeling is you can get us on Facebook at A Farmers and on YouTube at A Farmers Media. That is how you get this conversation going, and keep chiming in. Let's talk to each other. Now, let's go back to the problems that we are challenged, or the challenges that young farmers or new farmers are facing or about to face, and most of the time they don't have any guidance of how to go through them or what to expect when these problems come. Because hey, in every it is given that in every arena of business unaingia, there will be challenges, and some of them are common and they're shared. But hey, it does not mean that just because they're common they want to get to you. They will get to you. Some of these challenges will knock you off your game. Exactly. And you will go cussing and saying, no, 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 you guys are lying to us. Farming, it is just for chosen few. And then now you're telling us to come back and try farming. What is wrong with you? No, 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 no. You see, the reason we're here is to tell you the story of the African farmer, what they go through, what you're bound to go through should you choose to join this, which we are advocating for, by the way, because we are here to help you every step of the way through all these tailor-made programs just for you, and then after we tell you what is viable, what is feasible, what is at this point what you can do, what you cannot do, what you can try, what has been tried, what has been there, and what we can bring afresh, And I've been reminded to remind you the question of the day from my super director. Now, the question of the day is: are you a young farmer? And what challenges have you encountered so far? One more time. Are you a young farmer? And what challenges have you encountered so far? And to the established farmers, some of the farmers who've been there since time, is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? Is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? Kindly, you can find us on A Farmers on Facebook and A Farmers Media on YouTube, and let's keep this conversation live, going and working for us. Are we together? Yes, this is a breakfast show, and the show comes to you every single Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. Just in case you're joining us for the first time. And hey, if you've been here for long, thank you so much for joining us. We can only ask for so much. Now, the other problem is when they are not connected to expertise help. Now, the challenge for young farmers is to use their network to help offset their lack of experience. This is where now the new or the young farmers trying to get to interact with experienced farmers, right? And more often than not, it is not guaranteed that you are being held, or your hand is being held by someone who's been there before. It is always not the case. Sometime, most of the time, you're just doing it because you're answering, or you are responding to to nature. You're responding to your calling. You're responding to a passion you've offset for so long. You are responding to a need, to a gap that you're trying to to fill, or at least to build a bridge across, right? So saa zingine hata ujuangi who's a farmer and who's not in your locality. You don't even remember all those things. So long as you have land, uko na dough na uko na seeds, you're thinking twende nayo. And you see, that is where most of us go wrong, because we are afraid if we ask, we're going to look very stupid and dumb, or we're afraid when we ask, we won't get the right answers, or the right information that we're looking for, or even the people we are asking watuambia hapana, wachana na hiyo, it has been there. Well, usipande wheat anymore. All these companies already have places where they're getting wheat. Well, who will you tell your wheat to? We get as scared to ask more often than not, and we don't even know where to go and to get expertise help. So we shy away, and we're like, you know what, we're going to start this. We're not the first ones to start. We will surely not be the last ones to finish this thing. So what do? You're like, vile itakam ikam tu hivo, tunaenda tukiendanga. Exactly. And those are problems that more often than not we need to seek help from other experienced farmers, or even expertise help. Just go ask them, yeah, Janie, can we sit down and talk about this? Because I have found that when you plant Irish potatoes in Okambani and not in Nanyuki, they will probably not do well. Is there a way that we can do this? Is there a viable means that maybe we can have irrigated water, or we can put things like drips on potatoes? I don't know if they do, but hey, I'm just giving an example, right? Exactly. And even, where do we even get this expertise to ask them these questions? That is why we're here at Farmers Media, so that when you need help, we can hold your hand all through it, and it'll be a seamless transition from being a new farmer into being a new experienced farmer. That is the difference that we are trying to make or bring to the table. That is why, should you come across any of our programs at whatever time, just shoot your problem, text us, email us, and we will get back to you, because we are here to tell the story of the African farmer, one story at a time, without bias, and just as things are, whether they are bad, whether they're ugly, what cannot be done, what has been done, what has been there, and everything in between. But hey, we can promise the joy that comes with telling this story after we've walked with you. Oh, it is unmatched to any other. Now we're only 7 minutes past 9 a.m. and this is the breakfast show. Just in case you're joining us for the first time, and we're talking about the challenges that new or young farmers face in agribusiness. Yes, for the first time farmers, people who have been compelled beyond, beyond their own selves, and they want to do this. There are things that they encounter, or they're bound to encounter with, and more often than not, they don't know how to go about it, or they don't even know where to look for solution. That is where we are bringing you this here today, before we continue unleashing possibilities of the endless farming opportunities that are in agriculture. The other problem is the lack of basic skills. Hey, here. Here, I think everything is just intertwined, from lack of capital, lack of knowing how to manage the funds, lack of unavailable land, and to hear the lack of basic skills or basic training. Like I was saying, agriculture is a serious sector, serious such that I'm a serious what serious, so serious that people people go to school for this thing. Yes, people go to school for this thing, and we have a living proof right here. We have Lillian Thomas, who will come right after me, and the expertise that she has to offer is unmatched. So yes, we mean serious business right here. And it is just like the way you want to be a top-notch businessman. So you go and take a course for business, whatever, for however long, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or you can even do it probably passively. You can be having 2 hours every day, logging into a class and getting the basic training that you need. Exactly. It's the same thing, or it's the same skills that we need to transfer into farming. Now, if you're a new farmer and you don't know everything there is to know, or you don't have people to hold your hand, people who have been here, done everything, seen everything, and they survived, then you need training, basic training to know what do you need to do when you're having these challenges. What do you need to do when when your soil looks like this? Who do you need to call when this pests are persisting? Or who do you need to call when you need to harvest? Who do you need How do you get to the market? How do you get established to the rest of the corporations that are going to be buying such your food, maybe? Look, you need training. Training is important, and you cannot you cannot go without training. And that is why there are webinars, there are seminars for agriculture, for learning. You'll even need to learn now that you want to bring this crop in this maybe in this village. And in the history of farming, they have never this has never done well in this region. What do you need to do different? Who do you need to involve? What measures should you take? What extra measures should you take to see this thing going through? Learning the skill, going for basic training is inevitable. So wherever you are and you're thinking, we'll just go there, and then because everyone else has done it, so you just over macho. This is not apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. No, it is not. You just not learn through seeing. You will need to learn. You will need to write things down. You will need to go back to what you learn and then practice it. And then perfect practice makes practice perfect, right? Exactly. And that is where we are. We also have the access to markets now. Is what um this is what now this is almost mahali mnafika mnasema, now here we are, we have seen it, we have gone through everything, we have learned, we got money to buy seedlings, we got money to get fertilizer, we got money to get the labor we needed, we got the skills to learn how to differentiate everything that we would see during that time. And now we are here. Here's our produce. Who do we sell to? Where is this market found? How do we get these corporations to come and take our take our or take my produce to go and make it into potato chips, or dried managu, or whatever, or chili? How do we get there? Hey, how market natoka wapi? How do you even learn how to know where to market your produce, right? How do you even know who to let or to allow you? It is a whole lot, exactly. So you see, if you're walking just into the oblivion, and you're deciding, I'll be a farmer, come rain, come shine, bora tu niko na pesa hapa, na niko na seeds, na niko na skilled labor, niko sawa. My dear, who will you sell your things to? If you just walked into this and miraculously everything worked, hadi you went to the farm na ukangoa kila kitu, and now you're here with your produce, who will you sell to? How will you even navigate the market? And in this market, you're marked. You already know vitu zangu zinaenda na huyu atakujia hivi, this is how much I sell for them in this region. When we go to this other region, this is how we conduct business. And if we go to corporations, this is how you even sign documents. Should you be entering an agreement of you providing for them this kind of produce at whatever time of the year? How do you know how to navigate through all that? Exactly. And these are just the challenges that young farmers are facing every single day, and it is becoming devastating because no one tells you. I mean, well, people want you to come and try farming, and let's put the food security up front for this country and the rest of the continent. But hey, nobody wants to see you do better than they did, especially if it's a seasoned farmer and just a newbie farmer. There, there are rookie mistakes that you are bound to do or to make and commit, but how you bounce out of them and how you are able to navigate through or over or around them, it is what is going to determine how long you are going to be able to stay into this market. Now we are due for our first break, but before we go, let me remind you the question of the day, and you can get interacting with us. The question is, are you a young farmer, and what challenges have you encountered so far? Are you a young farmer, and what challenges have you encountered so far? And now to the established farmers. Is um is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? Do let us know what you think, what your opinions are, what we can do, how we can navigate through some of all those problems we've talked about, and how you find us. We are on Facebook at Our Farmers and on YouTube at Our Farmers Media. And I will see you on the other side of the break with your traffic highlights as well as the question of the day again. See you in a bit.
Beetroot is a highly nutritious root vegetable. The beetroot is the top proportion of a beet plant. It is one of the many varieties of the genus Beta vulgaris, all of which are mostly grown for their edible taproots and leaves. Beetroot is a root crop that takes approximately 3 to 4 months to mature. Beetroot is a fairly easy crop to grow as long as the soil is well cultivated prior to planting. Beetroots do not enjoy wet, boggy or shady soils. Beetroot can be sown in trays and transplanted when the seedlings have 2 true leaves. Plant in full sun, space seedlings 10 to 15 centimeters apart, and rows 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters apart so they have room to grow. Beetroots are also ideal for containers or raised beds. Beetroots will happily thrive in small areas as long as there's at least 20 centimeters depth of soil. Beetroot has been used not only for food but also for treatment for numerous conditions. Drip irrigation is a type of micro irrigation system, or sometimes called trickle irrigation, that has potential to save water and nutrients by allowing water to drip slowly to the roots of plants, either from above the soil surface or buried below the surface from a system of small diameter plastic pipes fitted with outlets called emitters or drippers. The emitters slowly drip water into the soil at the root zone, therefore moisture levels are kept at optimum range, thus improving plant productivity. You can grow different crops using drip irrigation, be it tomatoes, spinach, skuma wiki, beetroots, celery, and many more crops will thrive using drip irrigation method. Drip irrigation is especially beneficial as it provides better plant health, less waste, reduced risk of diseases, money saving, weed control, and saves time. Drip irrigation is the most efficient water and nutrient delivery system for growing crops.
A very good morning to you. How are you doing? Welcome to AFAM's Media, where we are telling the story of the African farmer, one story at a day. And right now, it is exactly 22 minutes past 9 a.m. in the morning. How are you doing? Welcome to the Breakfast Show that comes to you every single day from Monday to Friday, from 8 all the way to 10 a.m. in the morning. My name is Grace Mathoni, and today we are not doing it any different. We've been here and now we are right from the break. So if you're joining us for the first time, Kuna, some 30 minutes on the myth, but don't worry because we'll be here to recap that. And as well, you can catch this video after this video is done. So you are not at a loss, but welcome on board. And today we're talking about the challenges that young farmers or new farmers experience in agribusiness. But before we get there, let me just remind you a few things about sanitizing and wearing your face mask. Yes, that wave of corona is here, and it is not a joke, and it is hitting us harder than before, and our numbers are spiking. The infection rate is like over the roof, and yes, this same thing has seen 5 counties being referred into one zone where infection is high and where numbers are multiplying day in, day out. That is Nairobi, Kiambu, Nakuru, Kajiado, and Machakos, exactly. And now our curfew begins at 8 a.m. all the way to 4 a.m. And there's no more going to the prayer centers, be it a mosque, be it a church, be it a temple, none of that, none of that. So that means we are gonna be indoors during Eid al-Fitr, and then yeah, that holy month of Ramadan, yeah, itatupata home. Easter is here, itatupata home here, but you know what, whatever it is necessary to be done for us to get back to where we were in January, we are going to gladly do it. The kids are home too. The candidates are also almost done with the exams. It is going to be a handful, but you know what? Together we'll be able to cross on the other side. And as we do that, let us make sure that we follow the three guidelines that have been put up by the government, as well as the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health. And it is not a neither nor thing. Usiambiwe ati vaa mask, ukose kuoga mkono, ama do one thing and then the other two will be preventable. It is a do everything situation. Wear your face mask every time you leave your house, every time you're going to congregate with your neighbors, your shopkeeper, your mama mboga, everybody, kila mahali. Wear your face mask over and above your mouth and nose, as well as make sure you can access a hand washing point. And if you're unable to, carry your hand sanitizer. Make sure you sanitize as often as you can. Thirdly, make sure between you and the next person kuna distance ya 1.5 to 2 meters hadi kwa matatu. Ukiweza jaribu maintain, but hey, at all times make sure there's distance, there's enough physical distance. 1.5 to 2 meters is what is advisable. Now that we know that, make sure you take care of yourself and your loved ones. And if I take care of myself and my loved ones, there won't be any room for this monster to excel. So it is up to you and I to keep each other safe. Now that we have talked about that, kama unaenda Nairobi hii asubuhi. Traffic is still bumper to bumper on City Stadium. At that roundabout ya City Stadium kuna jam mob sana, so guys be on the lookout hapo. We also, yeah, that is all. Oh, and Mombasa Road up to GM, but past there mnasonga wasi wanatoka Kitengela, wasi guys on Mlolongo, and guys up until hapo Gateway Mall kuna jam, but after there mnafaa kusonga hadi mfike GM. Yes, that is how your roads are looking this morning. In case you're anywhere transiting or you're about to leave, make sure to look out for that and be patient on the road. Yeah, like I keep saying, if you need to get to where you need to go early enough, leave your house early enough. Yeah. Yeah, because our roads are accustomed to jam and jam and jam. I don't know. I look forward to a day when I would wake up and on the road there's a jam. Gari does not flow, cars are moving very fast and going to ever. Exactly. But anyway, until we get there, let's talk about agriculture. Maybe we will get to having a stable food security by the time we are reporting zero or no traffic snarl up at all. Now, today we're talking about a few things here and there, but we're talking about the challenges the farmers encounter, and most of the young farmers that even the established farmers walipitia, and now no one is here to tell us, mnajua, mkipitia hapa, mkifika hapa, this is what you need to do. And you know what, we are here for that, and this is going to help you and I be able to become the experts that we need to be. Now, I have solutions to the problems we've been stating, but I'm gonna repeat the question of the day real quick, and I'll be waiting for you guys to react and tell me what you feel about it. The question of the day is: are you a young farmer, and what challenges have you encountered so far? Are you a young farmer, and what challenges have you encountered so far? Now, if you are an established farmer, is it so hard for us to navigate into farming in this era? Or is it so hard to get into farming in this generation? Let us do know what you feel or what you're going to react to, and how you get to do that. You can find us on Facebook at A Farmers and on YouTube at A Farmers Media. That is how you get us. Tell us, tuambie unajihisi vipi. Uko wapi? Are you a young farmer? Are you an established one? Ama uko katikati yapo wawili? And so far so good. What challenges have you encountered? What have you been able to conquer? And what do you think? This is a trap and no one should get here, or when you get here, do this. Yeah, let us know all that, and I'll be something or your answers in a short while. Yes, and I feel like I'm going to tell you a whole lot of things, but you know what? We still have a quote of the breakfast quote of the day. I'll be giving it before we go for the next break. Now that you know that, let's go back to let us go back to the solutions now. We talked about training, and training is one of those things that every farmer needs to have, regardless of how long you've been in the industry or in the sector, how long you feel like your prowess goes. sisi wote tunahitaji training, and most of the new farmers who are now, are like, now I have made up my mind, I'm going to join in because I have land or I have resources, and yeah, why not join it? So here is what you need to have. The first one is on the job training. You know that ikibidi pasipokuwa na budi hubidi, yeah. So there are times you are so pressed and you need to be learning on the job, yeah. So unasema, me, I'm not coming here to learn and then in 6 months I'll go try planting. I have already planted them. I am here with my seedlings, I'm here with my funds, I'm here with the land. Ninangoja tu ujuzi we go one step at a time. As in, today we learn about planting, I go plant. Tomorrow I come, we learn about tendering to these young crops. The next day I go tender to these crops. The next day I come here, we learn about weeding. Yes, kwingine ninaenda kwa shamba, ninaanza kutoa magugu. It is like that, yeah. That is what we mean by on the job training. And this training is how to run, your business, and learn practices related to everything else, including management and water conversion, conservation. Because let's be honest, young farmers, they don't waste up water, but they use so much water at some point that even kills the plants. They're young plants, right? Because the nothing can go wrong for us. I mean, you want to make sure that, hi, hakuna mvua ama mvua haijafika. These things need water. So we drink so much water that these things are dying because of their own water. I mean, it could be as a careless mistake as just overwatering your plants, and that could cost you. Like I said, when you're coming here and you don't have training, you're learning on the job, you also need to be patient, because man, say, you can do things and harm yourself, harm your plants and your soil in the process. And who will you have to blame? No one, because, well, people learn on the job at some point and it is allowed. And if you can catch up faster, or you can be able to catch everything together as you move or along the way, please do so, my darling. Please do so. I mean, the more we get people into producing food, the more we're going to be sure of having a secure security. I mean, a guaranteed food security, because hey, we are lacking in that sector. And right now that we're in the middle of a pandemic, things are not going to slow down. You can see how the economy is already, everything has fluctuated. Prices of everything, every good, everything you could think about. Transport fee is here, mafuta imepanda bei, and once fuel imepanda, everything else, the ripple effect ya mafuta hiyo huguza kila kitu. So you see, so even food, very soon tutaanza kuona what happened at exactly the same time last year, when we had to go and stay in the bus terminals, to wait for food from Ushago. And it's gonna be devastating, because manze, this time not only are we not you know crossing from this point to other points, we also not growing our own food. Nothing has changed between last year and this year. We don't have shambas in Nairobi, so we haven't started planting food in Nairobi. And you see, this bulk will have to go back and rest on the shoulders of the farmers in the rural areas. So yes, we need as many people as we can get to come on board and decide, sasa hata kama ni communal farming, tuanzeni, because we need to start as soon as everybody can get on board, right? So yes, on the job training is required, and new farmers need to understand that it is important. You might even have undertaken a course for like a 6 months, or you do it in the evening, or however you've been learning. Maybe you have gone and learned from a farmer from their own land. You need to keep referring to that. If you can still go back there and see everything being done for a second or at that time, the better for you. If that is not available, but you can go online and access these online classes, or access someone that you can consult, and then they can tell you, go back, do 1 2 3 4, the better for you. I mean, at every step of the way, like I said, keep referring, keep asking. You will not be stupid when you keep going back to the same thing you asked a month ago or 2 months ago. If anything, you'll be an expert by the time that crop is leaving your shamba to get to the market. And imagine the next time that you're going to do the same thing. I utakuwa expert. In case, in any case, you'll be holding, you know, the new farmer's hands, right? Exactly. That is what we're looking for. And it is advisable that you do the on the job training. Yeah, you can never, no one sits down and absorbs everything. under a day or in a month, and you know everything, and now you can just go and practice. Hey, we even have to go through primary school and high school just to get to university, to get us jobs or to get us businesses. Hello. Exactly. It needs to begin somewhere, and you need to keep every time going higher than you have been, or trying something, going a step at a time, right? You can't also join primary school and be in primary school for your life. I mean, you need to leave primary school and now advance to secondary school, and then from high school advance to college or university, a higher institution of learning. I mean, you see, so also should you start learning as a new farmer, you don't just get stuck, you just don't stagnate in one level. You need to keep learning, but you are allowed to come back to refresh and to come back to relearn, because let's face it, even the experienced farmers, you find them in these seminars, unamuliza haya, see, you're the one who supplies, you know the highest number of bags of maize for whoever, and they're like, yeah, I need to come back and relearn something I might have forgotten, or to catch up with technology, as well as all this, this new things that you're bringing on board. Exactly. So you see, learning on the job is inevitable, and it is going to be needed at every step, or every level that you climb to as a new farmer. Yes, I don't know what's happening to me, but hey, guys, we are moving on swiftly. The second thing is for new farmers to successfully participate in the sector, access to information and education are crucial. So, like I was saying, the agriculture sector is a really serious sector, and gone are the days when we said, "I farming is natural to us. Kama uko na shamba, wewe ni mkulima by default." No, 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 no. People are going to school for a whole education. It's a whole thing in school that people need to sit down. There are guys who will go learn about soil, that even if they were dreaming in the middle of the night and you woke them up and ask them about a problem with soil, they can answer. We need people to go learn and learn about finances in the agriculture center, or agricultural sector. We also need people to go and learn how to come and help us marketing our goods, and how, and when where to sign, what to sign where, and how to get into agreements with big corporations who want to buy our food, or that we are selling our goods to. We need people to go learn and come tell us, mkieka hii dawa kwa hii shamba with this kind of nutrients, this will get lost, you will gain this in short, or after this crop you can't bring this here because the soil will be, we need people to go and learn. There's so much to be learned in agriculture that it baffles me. We still don't have enough people learning these things. Now, it's still a short term course, and I want to keep pigs in the next 2 months, so I must be here. No, no, no. We're talking about people who can come and tell you that the problem with your piglets is 1, 2, 3, and you need to give them this food. You need to keep them like this, in this, in this whatever they live. We need people to come tell us, why your tomatoes are not advancing from this stage. Do you know how you're having redundant growth with your cabbages, or with your broccoli, or with whatever else you might be having a problem with. We need people who can specialize in different areas of this sector, such that ukita mtu wa mchanga anakama anakwambia your soil pH needs to do this, that you can balance for you to plant Irish potatoes. You need to prepare your soil in this way, or you need to, ukitoa potatoes for the next 2 months, eka managu ama uweke skuma ndio mchanga irudi sawa, and put something else. You see, it is very important to for the youths, the young farmers, to participate um, directly to this education, because it will not hurt if you go and say, I'm going to learn about soil pH because in my locality, the soil pH is what determines everything, or every produce that we get from that land. And you're a farmer. Imagine you will benefit yourself, your community, as well as even the people who will be eating that byproduct. At the end of the day, lazima mtatoa kitu kwa shamba na lazima mtauza. Even if you won't eat everything, you will need to sell it to other people. What are you selling? How good is what you're selling to us? And this is how now we go back to some of these diseases that you can just curb here, and instead of them being now transferred from food to people, inaisha tu kwa mchanga. You know how to treat your soil, and it is done. You know how to probably do do something that is extra, that you've taken time. Just like if you want to learn about law, and then you want to do criminal law, you just don't go watch how to get away with murder, and boom, tomorrow you will be busting criminals right, left, and center. No, you take your time out, you go learn from year one to year four, you join every other institution that you're supposed to, and then I don't know, go to Kenya School of Law and graduate and be admitted to the bar and what have you not, yeah. Exactly. It is the same thing. You enroll in an agricultural center, JQA, JQ, JQ, JQuat, or is it these schools that have these courses? Go learn, come back and provide solutions. Like I said, every single morning that you wake up and leave the comfort of your bed, you are going to offer solutions. What solutions will you be offering if you're just going to sit down and learn everything from YouTube? Some of these things are not even viable in this day and age, or at least what works in South Africa will not work in Kenya. It is not guaranteed that what will work in Netherlands will work in Uganda. It is almost always not the case. So you see, you need to go and learn these things, and that is one of the ways you're going to be able to curb or be able to finish this lack of information and education. So also, in addition to the fact that we need to have information and education, we also need to have the knowledge of production and processing techniques in the relative industries. Like if you are going to be processing your food into making it dry, and then you can be able to ship it to other continents, or even sell it into other areas that they need this food probably 10 years from when it's manufactured. You need to know, you need to go and learn those techniques. You just can't say tutaweka hizi mavitu kwa jua alafu zikauke and then you package them. Who told you? Who to, you utakuwa unaharibu your things, your crops, yeah. Like I was watching, I think it's almost similar to a documentary of how we have a processing company in this country. Yes, and it is working. It is owned by a lady, and then she was saying she had land and they were doing so well. They were even buying crops from the neighboring farmers, but then they could not sell everything in time just before they expire. And most of them ni managu, mboga za kienyeji, right? And things like chili and pepper. And then wakasema, we realized that hizo vitu zote, as in before they start rotting, because once you keep them too much, they'll dry and start rotting, right? Because of transportation and everything, and the mud yuko ndani and everything, right? So they said they sat down and decided, why can't we turn this into dry food? But once you get it in your house, you can just boil water and dip these things there, and within minutes they're good to go. You utoe kwa maji and then kanga, and you're good to go, right? Exactly. And I'm thinking, the things she was talking about, she said they had to go learn how to even import the machine, come assemble it here, and teach themselves, as well as offer the same education to everyone else now that they employed, the rest of the work that they are working together with. And it was magnificent to just sit down and see just how the need of providing a solution went far and beyond what they initially thought they were doing, and they even started something else, and it is yielding so much fruit, so much so that their food is as soon as zimepandwa tu hivi kwa shamba, someone has bought it. So by the time inakuwa the kienyeji mbogas zinakuwa, and by the time they are processed into now dry leaves, and then they're transported by sea. Hiyo ni kazi, as in, it's inakaa nakwambia umepanda hizo how many months, 2 months, sawa sawa, the third month zitakuwa zimedry na zikakuja kwangu, so for the next 3 months whatever is in your shamba is mine, and they pay and they go and they wait for the things. How interesting, just how opportunities are there. So you see, it is not enough to just go and learn how to treat your soil, learn how to get markets. You also need to learn how to, the other side of it, make them into finished goods or finished products. Yeah, if it's potatoes, tomatoes, can you make them into potato crisps? If it's yeah, like manago, can you make it into, now dried foods and take it there? Can you make these chilies into, can you make them into powder and sell it to us like cayenne pepper? Are you able to to make sure that this can be transported as an end product of something instead of just bringing it through? Exactly. That is why it is important to go and learn and get all these things together. Yes, and I can see you looking at me like, that is awesome. Yes, it is super awesome. And just to remind you, this is the breakfast show, and it comes to you every single Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. And we are due for a second break. But before we go for that break, I want to leave you with the quote of the day, and it says, if you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. If you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. And in the meantime, between time, make sure you go wash your hands or sanitize. And I will see you here on the other side of this break. My name is Grace Mothoni, and this is FMOS Media.
Melon is a trailing vine in the gourd family. The word melon can refer to either the plant or specifically to the fruit. Watermelon is a type of melon that is sweet and refreshing fruit. Watermelons can either be grown on home gardens for small-scale farmers or large-scale depending on the market demand. You can either transplant or plant watermelon seeds directly. For best performance, plant watermelons in hot, sunny locations with loose, fertile, well-drained soil that is rich in organic matter. It is best to plant watermelons on raised rows and ensure that the soil pH is between 6.0 to 6.8. On average, it takes around 3 months for a watermelon to grow from seed to mature fruit, with smaller varieties having shorter growing times than larger varieties of watermelon. Watermelon growing, if done rationally and on a scalable basis, can be a good source of income.
One of the most important activities on our farms is scouting. Why is it important? Because you get to know what is affecting your crops on a daily basis. Join me, Noah Nasiali Kadima, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., where we guide you to attain knowledge and grow profits.
Are you a farmer facing challenges in your farm? Pests, diseases, or even unsatisfactory produce? Worry no more. The solution is here. Join us every Tuesday on Diagnostic Tuesday, where we talk about various issues affecting agriculture and interacting with experts with knowledge in different sectors of agriculture to provide you with appropriate solutions, giving hope to farmers to attain better yields, to achieve financial success and development. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
A very good morning to you. How are you doing? Welcome to FMS Media, where we are telling the story of the African farmer one story at a time. It is still the month of Women's History Month. Yes, it is still much, but in today's time we won't have much anymore, and it is sad what space we are in as women with all this violence and the gender-based hatred and yo. I hope you can protect the women around you, your sisters, your aunties, your moms, your wives, your fiancés, exactly. But hey, that is story for another day. Today, however, we are talking about the fact that in this continent or and in this world, the third wave of corona is really hit and it is hurting us where um we're supposed to be protected. We are just here, mourning and nursing serious illnesses because whatever corona is leaving behind is no joke. But you know what, there's an easier way out. We can prevent this from happening if we follow three directives that have been given in Kenya as well as everywhere else. That is, make sure you wash your hands as often as you can with soap and running water, and where you are not able to access water washing points or hand washing points, rather, you can always use your sanitizer. Make sure you sanitize, and sanitize again and again. Now, we also need you to keep your face mask on, and it goes over and above your nose as well as your mouth at all points, at all times when you are away from your house. Now, the third one is making sure there's distance or physical distance between you and the next person, and that is 1.5 meters to 2 meters at all points. Now, remember, you don't have to leave your house if you don't have to go anywhere. If you're privileged enough to work from home, stay at home, save your family, save yourself, save the rest of us who have to be out here every day trying to do what we can do best, right? We're offering solutions. The only difference is you're working from home, I'm working from here, and it is a beautiful day just to work from either sides of the spectrum, right? Okay, now that that is said and we are done, this is a breakfast show and it comes to you every single day from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. And today is no different, although we are running a little over time, but hey, we love you, and so we're gonna stay here for as long as we can be able to. However, do not forget that right immediately after this show, we have the mid morning show as well as the evening drive. And yes, you can look forward to more insights on farming and everything that is affecting that spectrum. You cannot miss any of that. And in case you get a question later on about any of our programs, remember you can always shoot text us, email us, and we'll always answer you as well as hold your hand and help you navigate these murky waters of agribusiness as well as agriculture. And you do not have to shy because we are here to offer you solutions in real time. Now, today we are talking about the challenges that the young stroke new farmers are experiencing in agriculture. And we asked you a question earlier on: are you a young farmer and what challenges have you encountered so far? Were you able to counteract them? Were you able to be able to beat them? And in case you've been here for long, um or you're an experienced farmer, is it so hard to enter into farming in this generation? Is it really that hard, or is it just us? Let me know what you feel. You can find us on Facebook at A Farmers, and you can also find us on YouTube at A Farmers Media. And my name is Grace Mahoney, and welcome aboard. Now, right here, we're going to be real quick because we're just going to run through the rest of the solutions, and then I'm going to remind you a few things here and there, and then we can call it a day. Cool. Now, let's get to the program. Um, some of the solutions we've been talking about with the problems that we had highlighted earlier. Have been on the job training where you learn as you go. The other one is the intensive training where you decide instead of going to learn about things like law or whatever else, you just decide you're going to take an interest in agriculture and go learn about one spectrum, specific area. Like I said, it's a whole spectrum of things that you can learn. You can learn about seeds, you can learn about, even the equipment that are used to farming or in processing or in marketing or in wow, what is it called, in soil engineering. Yeah, there's something called soil engineering. And like I keep saying, we have a very own live example, and you'll be seeing her later on today in the mid morning show. Lillian Thomas, the education she has. Yes, she took one area and said, you know what, I'm gonna study this so that I can be able to offer solutions in this place. Yes, and it can be the same with you or someone that you know, and they would really use this information, right? There is education, there is learning that is going on in our institutions of higher learning, and yes, you too can get enrolled and try learning something and bring solutions. We're always here for solutions, right? Exactly. Now we have the other one that we need to talk about is, now if you need to learn and you can't do it on your own, how do you get accessory not accessory access to scholarships in some of this, in some of these countries? Because let's be honest, in developing countries, that is the African continent mostly, right, we are still continuing with problems here and there. Tuko na mashida ya ugatuzi, tuko na mashida ya corruption. Right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it does not get any worse than this. So what do we do? Can we have scholarships, from these countries that we need to propel our young farmers, into learning and getting acquiring knowledge and skills to bring back and offer solutions into our very own, sectors, so that we can be able to get to where we want to get with food security. It is very, very possible. And so if we offer scholarships and, and all these other, incentives that we can put in education, the better for the African farmer, as well as the African farmer who wants to go and learn about something and come offer solutions, right? Are we together? Exactly. Now the other one is the access to land. Well, like we said when we were starting this broadcast, land is the heart of farming. When you uproot land, I don't know, I haven't seen anyone farming in space, so I think I already know the answer. Farming, in other words, farming needs land, and land is everything. Land is where we're going to land to get soil. Land is where we're going to get boreholes. Land is where we're going to plant. Land is where we're going to cultivate. Land is where we're going to do everything in regards to agriculture. So, accessing land for these young people is really, really important. And if in case it is very hard for you to lease your own land alone, why can't we do what we talked about last week? Try communal farming. Who knew? Who knows? I mean, let us put together our creativity together, right? Our ideas. Let's put together the scarce resources that we have. Let's put together our labor. Let's come together and do something together, yeah. And what a better way than going to communal land? You see, why it was important for us to talk about communal land. Yes. Now, do you see? Do you feel like you can start it, right? It is gonna give us solutions, yeah. But in case you're able to even come together as 4 or 5 farmers and lease land and have the same objective and the same goal, oh yeah, go on, go you forward and start producing food because we need it to secure our food security in this country as well as the rest of the African continent. Now, after we've talked about access to land, let us talk about how we can also get access to financial services. Now this is another problem. Tumekuja tuko na hii shamba iko hapa, we have leased land, it is here, we have had tumepata scholarship, tumesoma, we know how to deal with soil engineering, how to have all these things that come to, all this machinery that come to till the land and help us, in processing our food. Tuko hapo, shida ni how do we get this money to even start paying for the things that we already have, yeah. Hii pesa, we need money to get ourselves seedlings, we need money to get ourselves extra labor wakati wa pruning, kupalilia shamba. Let me put it in simpler terms, right? When we need to get to harvest these things, when we need to take them to the market, when we want to advertise them, this money tunatoa wapi pesa? Putting in mind or keeping in mind that African countries are the most corrupt, as economies that we have. I mean, people just stealing, looting money right, left, and center. In Kenya, for example, we lose 2 billion per day. That is money that could be given to the youths ama to the new farmers huko kwa shamba, lakini haziko, zinapita tu hivi shua zimeenda per day. That is how bad things are in this country. Now you tell me, where do we get this money? Why can't we have I don't know, people coming and providing access to financial services such as loans, and loans that are available. You know what they say? Kuna loan watu wa farmers and young farmers, and you go there, make queues from January to December with no money whatsoever. No single explanation why you couldn't get money for you or why you didn't get money that you had said iko mahali fulani. As in the coffers are dry. We don't know. Hatujui. We are here waiting for these answers, yeah? But it would be prudent for us, for governments as well as institutions, to at least be able to lend us money for agriculture. It would help us, it would save us a whole lot. And like I said, when these things keep rotating in the economy and in our local economies, imagine we'll never run out of money. Pesa inakuja inaenda bank, you have your money, you go invest in the bank anakuja ananilendisha, I come get the things I want for my farmer, and then I pay my workers, and then I pay the loan. There'll always be money circulating in our local economy. What stops us from getting the same money to be circulating in our agricultural economy? Exactly, it would save us a whole lot. Yeah, that is something to think about for this country and the rest of the continent. There is something that I want us to talk about as the last one, and that's going to be the access to green jobs. But before we get there, let's look at the access to markets now. Markets for farmers means the ability to acquire farm inputs and farm services and the capability to deliver agricultural produce to buyers. That is where we are. Now that we have had tumesoma on the job, we have been learning on the job. Once we have planted, we go back and we're told now go do 1 2 3. We come back to the shamba, tunafanya tunarudi tunasema now it is set, tunaenda up with the next step, right? We have had people now, part of us be going to learn all these land economies and everything, yeah, wamekuja, we are all together here, we have had access to money, now we have grown our products or produce, tunapeleka wapi ajina, kina nani wananunua, that is where we are at. Yes, we need help in this sector. We as young farmers, we as the youth farmers, we need so much help in this sector from the government, from the people who control this markets, to the experienced farmers. Johnny, let us have a kikao. Let's sit. Let's talk about these things. Let's, you know, let's address the elephant in the room, and it's the market. And more often than not, it's what most people don't want to go into farming, because wanasema when we farm and you have our things, tukifika hapa hatuna mtu wa kuzia, ama the market is flooded, and it could only be solved when we sit together and when we are told sio lazima mlime hii kitu at this point because hawa wanalima, limeni kitu ingine, or this is how you can convert this into something that can be used in the future. Exactly. We need knowledge of these things because, hey, you've never gone to a market, and the farmers who are there are in distress because wamekam na vitu, things are flooded in the market, hawajui watauzia nani. Now they're seated there crying with the produce. It is a very, very heartbreaking image to see. To even sit down and start thinking about it, it is very hard. Alternatively, I said if we have surplus, we could supply to other countries as well as other continents. We are not stopped from that, but we need someone to make sure that hata kama we are selling uko nje, there is market, and there are people who knows that in Africa, in Kenya, in Nyandarua, kuna watu wanafanya 1 2 3, and once 4 months are done, we will have this produce and we'll be ready for them. It is as simple as that. I know at times I make things look so simple, but hey, it can be simple if we explore all the options we have, right? Exactly. Moving on to something else, that is engaging or engagement in policy dialogue. Like I said, young farmers, young youths need to be able to lobby for change with the rules and regulations that have been there in the government. When these people are talking, let them talk about farming as much as they can. Let us, lobby for the rights that we want, included, the things that we want abolished, the things that we want changed. Exactly. Yeah. Make sure there's active participation in policy process making, because if we don't have farmers who are representing us huko mbele, these guys will never know just how taxing it is to be in the shamba and prepare this food and go try to sell to these people who probably won't buy our food. They'll go and buy in the supermarket foods that have been imported in this country, food that is not even nutritious anymore, like the one we have made, right? Exactly. And maybe what stands between my food being on that supermarket shelf is the tax import, the tax that you need to put on these import things. Yeah, right. And making sure that when we're exporting our things that ulipishwe any tax kwa borders zinaenda tu zikiingia hivyo, and you can be able to stand competition. It is as simple as that, right? Exactly. Let us get these young farmers, this young or these new farmers, to be able to lobby for the rights of their produce, the rights of agriculture. And just like that, we are going to be involved in participating in policy making processes. Are we together? It is as simple as that. Like I said, you make it look so simple, but oh yeah. Do not worry. Even you can do all these things. I mean, we're Africans, and this is the hub of everything great. Exactly. Now, access to green jobs. This means the transition to a green economy, not only promoting environmental sustainability, but it's also expected to create green jobs in all economies. And that could include forestry and fisheries. That is what we mean when we talk about access to green jobs. And you see, like when we started this broadcast, we said that the youths are facing underemployment and unemployment, as in extreme unemployment and underemployment. I mean, you're employed because you can do something, but then you're underemployed because they think that having all the guys there, and or it is whatever it is, or you guys, as in, it is just one thing after the other, and it is becoming, and it is getting out of hand. And you see, we talked about farming being the source of livelihood in most of our homes, right? And it provides, or it gives, it is guaranteed to give employment and making businesses move in this economy. I mean, without food, what can be able to stand without food? What? Let's just think about it for a second. Mm-hmm. Anything? Exactly. So food is the backbone of most economies in this African continent, right? And we must agree, it is the backbone of almost everything that is doing, right? Because agriculture, the byproducts, they run so many industries, very very many, very almost every other industry is run by the byproducts, the agriculture. So when at one point we decide to see what if we're just going to get white collar jobs, we're even going to starve before we even get there. Because if we cannot even be able to produce the little for consumption, how will we survive at all? Yeah, because if you can't, like I said, you just be able to produce good food, feed your people, and then you don't have to worry about your economy. It will grow automatically on its own. It is guaranteed. Because these people will eat, these people will have surplus, these people will have even enough to sell to other people. They will now come back and say, I know that tumepata hizi mbuzi, see, we try making shoes. They will make shoes, they will sell within the country, and the rest they will sell outside. Then they will come again. We can make hay with this, we can do one, two, three. We can, I mean, managu right now, if you look at managu, the dry managu, largely it is from our country. Like I said, a lady just decided, let's grow managu and buy from the farmers who are here, who go to tunazipeleka in other cities as we sell them. And then they saw, there's a problem, haziwezi fika zingine zinafika kama zimeoza, zingine zinafika kama ziko very very dry, and that is a loss. What can we do to make sure that this value is still maintained, but zinafika kwenye zinafaa kwenda, and even beyond there? Let's try drying them ourselves and repackaging them and selling them as dried products. And oh my goodness, they're making a killing out of it. I mean, the possibilities that are in farming are endless, and you can take my word to the bank, they are endless and limitless. Yeah, we just need to sit down and bring our minds together, bring our thoughts together, and do this thing together. And I can promise you, we will never be the same again once we create enough food security in this continent. Everything else will start coming out naturally to exactly. Now I feel like a preacher when I talk like that, right? Praise God, church. Talking about it, how was your Sunday yesterday? Now that most of us in the 5 counties didn't get to go to church, don't worry, we will get through this, right? Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch you up with what you're talking about since we began this broadcast, and then we're going to call it a day. So today, we've been talking about the challenges that new farmers are bound to experience, and we talked about an availability of land, the struggles to manage our finances, the lack of skills or basic training, and the access to market as well as expertise help. And then we came back and asked the question, if you're a young farmer, what are some of the problems you've encountered and how did you manage, to deal with them? And we also had a question mhm, to the experienced farmer. Is it so hard for new farmers to join this sector in this age? Is it harder now to get into farming in this generation? Because what are the problems that are coming up a day in, day out with these young farmers? You will think it's the first time people are farming, yeah. But you know what? Modern day with modern problems, and we also need the modern day solutions to encounter everything, yeah. Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with asking because we are bound to ask every step of the way. Keep coming, keep referring, and hey, we just need to hold our hands, yeah. So we had some of the solutions such as on the job training, and you said this is where if you have decided you're going to learn on the job, unapanda leo and tomorrow go no, after kupanda what do you do next? You come do, and then you start asking, how do we weed? You are taught, and then you come and start weeding on the way. Whatever gets the work done, whatever gets the job done, it is advisable. And I told you, kuuliza si ujinga, right? Ujinga ni kutokuuliza. And if you've been keen enough, you will see even the the experienced farmers wanna come kusema, hey, there's something we missed, or there's something that you guys are learning that we didn't learn in our day, so we are joining you as we learn together. And it is happening, and it is all right. Imagine, it is okay. And then we said we need full participation in information and education. Yeah, like I told you, there's so many things you can learn. You can actually enroll into a school and learn soil engineering, the moving machines when you come to tilling the land and digging and everything. So my tractor, it is still, you need to go to school, learn about these things, come back and offer solutions. Yeah, we also talked about the fact that now that we want to go and learn about these things, can we get scholarships availed? Can we get some of these these incentives that are thrown as guys are learning, because either they can't be able to pay for themselves school, or they can't access good schools to go and learn? Can we have these incentives? It could be a scholarship, it could be an exchange program, anything that you want to put in there that is going to help these farmers learn and even attract more people to go learn and come now offer solutions in the farming sector. Yes, please, tuko hapa tunangojea. We also talked about the access to land, because the land is heart of every farmer. It is in land where you're going to put your soil, your plants, you're going to cultivate, you're going to get water into, as well as you're going to harvest from. So yes, land is crucial in this story. We also talked about access to finances, and we even said that, hey, the way money is just disappearing left and center, with some of this money to come to us. So yes, that is how important that is going to be. And then we talked about access to markets. We need this access. Na sio lazima ikuwe ni hapa huku ndani in Kenya ama in Africa. If we have surplus, where can we get someone who be saying, in March, you guys be ready for your for your tomatoes, zinatoka Kenya, let's take them there. Be ready for your managu, zinatoka wapi, get them there. And let's get these people, or let us get the young or the youth in farming to be able to participate in policy process making. It is as simple as that, and everything will go according to plan. And today's man, I'm forgetting. Yes. Today's slogan, not slogan, today's proverb of the show is courtesy of everything nice, and I'm gonna read it before I bid you goodbye. If you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. If you want the rainbow, you've got to keep up with the rain. Yes, exactly. If you want us to be able to produce enough food security for this country as well as the rest of the continent, you gotta help us navigate through these problems and be able to offer solutions that are going to be long lasting and are going to, ease this burden on new farmers, stroke the young farmers. Now, that is all we had for you today. Remember to catch this show again tomorrow, the breakfast show, from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. with me, Grace Modoni, right here on A Farmers Media. And in case you want this conversation to continue, in case we haven't answered your questions, or in case you still have questions you need to ask us, or things that you need to get clarified on, you can find us on Facebook at A Farmers and on YouTube at A Farmers Media. Remember, if you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. Remember to mask up, sanitize or wash your hands, and keep or maintain the physical distance of about 1.5 to 2 meters. I will see you back here tomorrow morning, but do not forget that we still have so much to come at 11 and at 3. And until I see you tomorrow, have yourselves a fantastic Monday. My name is Grace Mothoni. God bless you and see you tomorrow.